Hey there, everybody. Brett Synicky, eXp Realty, Synicky and Associates, coming at you today to share a special report we just put together called the 11 Things You Need to Know in Order to Pass Your Home Inspection. This is good for buyers and for sellers, really. It's mostly geared for sellers. And the reason I bring this up right now is because we recently ran into a situation with a homeowner who did not share some information with us about their HVAC system, their heating, ventilation, air conditioning system. Um, they had a whole house fan in the house. They did not have any central AC. We knew that going in, and we were on the buy side of this one. But they had a heater. Every house has a heater. This one had a heater that didn't work, and the seller of this house, it was in Irvine, did not share that information with their listing agent. So it wasn't in the disclosures. It was not brought up to us prior to the home inspection that this was going to be an issue. Had we known that up front, we might have made a different offer. I don't know what was going through the seller's mind. Either way, the listing agent didn't know about it. I didn't know about it. My buyer didn't know about it until the home inspector got in there and actually did his home inspection and discovered that the heating system was definitely not functional. So long story short, we were able to negotiate a credit back to cover that. But the point of the story is, if you're going to sell your house, you have to disclose things, first of all. Anything that's considered what's called a material fact, something that could adversely affect the value of the home, you've got to disclose. It's not just a CYA conversation. It's also, the right thing to do. And so what needs to happen is you talk to your agent, whoever your listing agent is, about your house and tell them what's going on. But you also fill out the disclosures properly when you're answering those questions about, does this work or does that work, yes or no? And you're going through that checklist. If you check no on something, just explain in the comments section what doesn't work, or if it didn't work and you repaired it, what you did to repair it. Just short and sweet, that's all. So our 11 things you need to know about your home inspection report, I'm not going to go through all 11, but essentially I'll read them off, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time on each one. So there's defective plumbing. If you have plumbing issues, obviously that's something that should be addressed ahead of time. Damp or wetness in certain areas, especially slab leak issues or potential slab leak issues. If there's a situation where the front grass or the back grass is always wet, there's probably a leak of some sort. Could be irrigation, could also be main line, something to consider. Inadequate wiring or electrical, poor heating and cooling systems. I think we just beat that horse a bit. Roofing problems, obviously, if you know of any roofing problems, you need to disclose those. Some of the stuff could be fixed ahead of time. Damp attic spaces, that's an indication that there's a roof issue typically. Any rotting wood, we typically will have a inspection for termite and wood rot, which would cover that. That could be in the contract between buyer and seller, or it might not be. Sometimes it's treated just like any other repair during an escrow period. The buyer can ask seller to take care of it or not. Then masonry work. So we don't have a lot of brick houses here, but there are some, especially when it comes to chimneys. So you want to take a look at that. And unsafe or overused electrical unit. So electrical circuit. So the electrical panel, that's a big one, especially if you have an older home and the panel hasn't been switched out. That's going to be a big point of contention with the home inspector and then the buyer if there are issues. And we see a lot of recall situations on electrical panels, so good idea to just search your panel and model number and see if it's ever been on a recall list, which is exactly what a home inspector typically does. Security features, doors, window locks, that sort of thing, easy to fix, but they're going to be called out in a home inspection if there are any issues with those. And then, of course, structural and foundational issues. Those are big. If windows and doors don't close true, then that could indicate there's some kind of foundation issue. Easier to deal with if it's a raised foundation on older homes. A little harder if there's a foundation issue and it's a slab. So that is the report. One way to get ahead of this, and we're happy to answer any questions at any time, is to get a pre-listing home inspection. Definitely recommend it. It's worth the $400 to $600 depending on the square footage of your house and whether you have a swimming pool or not, because you can fix certain things that would otherwise be an issue during escrow. And there are ways to actually disclose this stuff up front, and then it's much easier to say, okay, this is what we discovered on our upfront home inspection. We fixed these issues. The other issues we didn't fix, so the home is being sold as is now. So if you make an offer on it, just understand that as the homeowner, we're not going to do any repairs because we're already disclosing everything to you. So there's different ways to go about that, and we're happy to answer any questions from a strategy standpoint at any time. Please feel free to let us know, and if you want a copy of this report, let me know as well, and we'll get one right out to you. Thanks so much for checking this out. Have a great rest of your day.